Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we'll be looking at the circulatory system. The circulatory or cardiovascular system is the transport system of the human body. It takes oxygen and nutrients to your cells and waste products such as carbon dioxide away from them. This system is made up of the heart, blood vessels, and blood. The circulatory system closely works with the respiratory system, which provides your body with oxygen, and the digestive system, which provides it with nutrients. And now we'll look at the different parts of the circulatory system in a little bit more detail. Firstly, we have the heart. Your heart is an organ that pumps blood around your body. It is located just to the left of the middle of the chest, so around here, and is protected by your left rib cage. It is made up of 4 main compartments, and if you follow my cursor, you'll see the right atrium, the right ventricle, the left atrium, and the left ventricle. These 4 compartments are separated by 4 valves. First, we have the tricuspid valve, which separates the right atrium from the right ventricle, the pulmonary valve, which separates the right ventricle from the pulmonary artery, the bicuspid valve, which separates the left atrium from the left ventricle, and finally the aortic valve, which separates the left ventricle from the aorta. The main purpose of a valve is to stop the blood from flowing backwards. Your heart is made up of muscles, which help to pump the blood around your body. And if you look over here, you'll notice that the walls of the left ventricle are significantly more muscular than the walls of any other chamber. And this is because the left ventricle is where the blood is pumped out to the rest of your body at really high pressures to make sure it reaches every single cell from the tip of your head to the tip of your toes. Your heart is constantly working, and this is called an involuntary movement, which basically means you don't have to think about it, and your heart will continue to beat until your last breath. A heart beats around 100,000 times a day and pumps about 7,200 litres of blood within 24 hours. So as you can see, it's really important, so make sure you look after your heart. Next, we'll move on to blood vessels. Blood vessels are thin tubes that carry blood around our body. And you have around 100,000 kilometres worth of blood vessels in your body. And that's enough to wrap around the whole Earth 2.5 times. That's incredible, right? So you have 2 main types of blood cells, arteries and veins. Arteries carry blood away from the heart, and they mostly carry oxygen-rich blood, except for the pulmonary artery, which takes deoxygenated blood from your right ventricle to the lungs where it is oxygenated. Veins, on the other hand, bring blood back to the heart, and most of them carry deoxygenated blood, except for your pulmonary vein, which takes the oxygenated blood from your lungs back to your heart, entering through the left atrium. Veins, just like the heart, have valves which stop the blood from flowing backwards. If you look at this diagram, you'll see the arteries coming down from your heart, and as they get closer and closer to your cells, they split up into capillaries, which are simply smaller and thinner blood vessels. They are so thin that only one red blood cell can pass through them at a time. Once they get close to the cell, this is where gas exchange occurs. So oxygen and nutrients are passed to the cells, and carbon dioxide and other waste products are taken back into the capillaries. Then the capillaries join together to form veins, and the veins head back towards the heart. And finally, we have the blood. Blood carries nutrients and oxygen to our cells and takes carbon dioxide and other waste products away from them. Your blood cells are made in the bone marrow, which is the soft, sponge-like tissue in your bones. Overall, your blood accounts for about 8% of your total body weight. Blood is made up of plasma, red blood cells or RBC, white blood cell or WBC, and platelets. Plasma is the yellowish liquid that carries nutrients and oxygen and proteins and accounts for about 55% of your blood. RBC or red blood cells contain hemoglobin, which is a compound made of iron. This is made to carry oxygen, and fun fact, RBCs actually do not have a nuclei, and this is to make sure that there is extra space for oxygen. When hemoglobin combines with oxygen, it gives your blood a bright red colour, like the one shown here. WBC, or white blood cells, are part of the immune system and attack germs and bacteria. And finally, platelets make blood clots, which are really important for when you have injuries to make sure you don't bleed excessively. So those are all the different parts of the circulatory system, and now we'll move on to the journey of the blood. So first, deoxygenated blood enters the heart through the superior and inferior vena cava. Then it moves down to the right atrium. It pushes through the tricuspid valve, which is the first valve of the heart, to enter the right ventricle. Next, it moves through the pulmonary valve and enters the pulmonary artery, which takes your blood to the lungs to be oxygenated. The oxygenated blood comes back to the heart through the pulmonary vein. The blood goes down to the left atrium. Next, it moves through the bicuspid valve and into the left ventricle. The left ventricle pumps the blood into the aorta and out of the heart. Then the aorta splits off into smaller arteries and makes its way through the body. As the arteries move further and further through your body, they break into capillaries. Once these capillaries have reached your cells, gas exchange occurs. Next, the capillaries come together to form veins, and the veins take the deoxygenated blood back to your heart, and then this whole cycle continues. So now you know about the circulatory system. If you like this video, please go down and like and comment and subscribe to my channel for more content. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!